broke, and you called it. You said that this was not permanent, that Jimmy Kimmel would be back. You were right. So what are your sources telling you tonight about Kimmel's return?
Well, what we're hearing is that this was the result of 3 solid days of the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, the head of ABC, Dana Walden, and Jimmy Kimmel talking it through, trying to work it out. Disney kept saying this phrase, they want to find a path to come back. And I think that they finally came to some kind of agreement today, and Disney made the decision to put it back on the air. Now, what they're saying inside Disney is that this was a matter of principle, that this was not a caving to any pressure campaign on either side, not a response to the government, to the people against the government, to any boycott, like we were talking about this petition of 400 celebrities today. They said it was the right thing to do, and this was based on principle. And when I pushed for what principle, are we talking about free speech? Well, yes, we're talking about free speech. But at the same time, it's not clear what Jimmy Kimmel is going to say tomorrow. Our expert observers at TheWrap wrote today about this, saying that they don't think that Jimmy Kimmel will apologize. And your reporter pointed out that he hasn't issued any kind of statement like that. But I'm sure that he will go as far as he can in clarifying or acknowledging the hurt, to see if they can't put it behind them.
Okay, because we just heard, and you just alluded to it, that Sinclair wants an apology, even wants a donation made to Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's nonprofit that he founded years ago. You can't.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
We'll see. I mean, Bob Iger is a master diplomat, so he's now done his diplomacy with his TV star, and you could argue that Iger really miscalculated in pulling Kimmel off the air last week at what would be the sort of explosion of responses on one side and the other. But there's even been conservative voices who've come out and said this is not a good thing. Brendan Carr threatening ABC, threatening Disney is not what we want, because the shoe will be on the other foot at some point in the future when the Democrats are in power. And so people like Senator Ted Cruz, really hardline right-wing folks, the podcaster Ben Shapiro, people like that. So I think that it's been enough of a firestorm that Disney has wanted to put an end to this and put it behind it. They kept saying days, not weeks. It's days.
Okay. And Brendan Carr, for our viewers who don't know, he's the chairman of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. So we don't know. Your sources aren't confirming if we can expect an apology from Kimmel tomorrow night. Is there anything you can confirm about tomorrow night's show? Do we know who the guests will be?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's been announced. I don't know if he's going to have his friends on. And I'm sure that Jimmy Kimmel is taking counsel with himself and his conscience and his soul and his people close to him about just what it is that he does want to say, because all eyes will be on him.
As we know, President Trump, who has not, as far as I'm aware of at this point in time, has not responded to Jimmy Kimmel being put back on the air tomorrow night. But he did, when this came out, he said this was a great decision and that Seth Meyers and also Jimmy Fallon should be next. Can we expect any more shakeups?
I don't think that we can presume that this struggle between the Trump administration and President Trump himself and the major media companies, and particularly the comedians who skewer him every night on late night, is going away. It obviously bothers him. This particular monologue that involved this young man, Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated, hit a real emotional point among his followers on the right. But as you point out, this has been an ongoing kind of demand by Trump, and this has emboldened him to say things like, people who say negative things about me, well, that ought to be illegal. So we'll see what happens.
Do we expect Jimmy Kimmel to re-sign, because we know his contract's up in 2026 next year?
I'm not great at predictions, but I mean, it's a rough time to be on late night. And for all we know, they're going to sunset the show or do it in a different way. I think we're out of the era where that wonderful era of where the late night comedians kind of ruled that block of time in broadcast television.